to be a little bit more composed on the ball, get it under control, look at playing it to feet.
Sherry to Al-Khaibri. Al-Dosari. Driving forward, Al-Dosari to Al-Dosari. Oh, it's an inviting cross into the box.
Excellent cross. Al-Dosari. That's an awful ball to try and defend. Unfortunately, he didn't have any of his attackers, any of his teammates in those more advanced positions.
Osama Hausawi doing well under pressure. Here's Abdullah Al-Dosari. Tried to whip one in again this time.
There's good shape once again on that delivery. McGowan was in full stretch aiming. Ball into the box. It's a good opportunity in the final stages of this first half for Saudi Arabia to exploit the quality that they do have on these set pieces.
The left foot of Yahya Al-Shiri. Now Jackson Irvine can break. Brad Smith is steaming ahead outside of him. Rogic to dink it through to Smith.
Excellent interception from Al Barak, who worked very, very hard to get back and support defence. Irvine was completely in behind him. It was a telling interception.
Al-Barak for company again. Neat interplay between Al-Jassim. Coming to this near side now.
We're seeing how technically comfortable and proficient Saudi Arabia are on the ball. Australia looking to press, looking to put them under pressure, looking to force the mistake. And they just continue to recycle the ball. They keep possession. They're doing a very, very good job in doing that.
1 minute of stoppage time. No doubt Australia love to get to the break with this lead intact. It's been a fascinating 45, hasn't it, PJ?
Well, again, you put into perspective how important these games are. World Cup qualification, 3 games remaining. The winner finishes in the top 2, automatically goes through to Russia.
Jackson Irvine's been crunched on the edge of the box. We play on. Abdul Malik Al-Khaibri away. Wonderful pass into the path of Al-Jassim. And it's finished by Mohammed Al-Salawi. What a breakaway and what a time to score for Saudi Arabia. It's brutal for the Aussies. It's right before half-time. But Saudi Arabia once again so threatening on the counter.
Excellent counter-attacking. Even 4-on-4 in that situation, but it's the run and the pass. Excellent little nod back by Al-Jassim. But then the quality of this finish from Al-Salawi. It bounces up high and he takes it early. Smashes it inside that near post into the roof of the net. Allowing Matt Ryan no chance to get to it because he made himself big. He was coming about and closing it down. Dreadful for Australia to concede on the counter-attack in the dying minutes of that first half.
Al Salawi with his 28th goal for his his 31st appearance. A body blow for the Aussies, really. They had the momentum. And what an intriguing second half that awaits.
Oh, we're in for an incredible final 45 minutes of this game.
Saudi
2 goals
Arabia.
apiece, and you can just see the intensity, the atmosphere, how important this game is to both teams.
Be grand at Roland Garros because Fox Sports has you sorted. Get ready to add to your French Open experience with our full-on coverage.
With all the best shots, anytime, anywhere, any angle. C'est formidable.
Complete with expert views from our panel of aces and exclusive interviews with the stars. Mwah! Magnifique. So vivre Roland Garros and experience the French Open live on the Fox Sports Network.
Hello, mammals! Right on time. You take my lisp away. Yes! Touchdown!
Let's show some fireworks.
Very gangster.
Moto FIM Superbike World Championship, live on the Fox Sports Network.
Oh, try to understand this game. Here's the throw, an absolute laser. High drop. He's done it again. A walk-off grand slam.
very warm welcome back to the Adelaide Oval, and what a first half it was here. We are in the final qualification stage on the road to Russia, and there have been one or two fireworks. It has to be said, we were off to a lively start in the first half. Tomi Juric able to capitalise after a slip from Yasser Al-Musailim. Meanwhile, Saudi certainly responded, didn't they? Salem Al-Dosari pulling one back before Mohamed Al-Salawi made it 2 apiece right before half-time, which, as you can imagine, would have had a drastic effect on Ange Postecoglou's half-time team talk. Much of the conversation before this game has been about how Australia must win here and how a draw might not be good enough in this late stage of qualification. They are, remember, 3 points adrift of Saudi Arabia and Japan. Andrew Whitelaw here in the commentary booth alongside me, former Perth Glory man PJ Roberts. PJ, it's been a fascinating contest, one that Australia perhaps will feel they might have held on to in terms of the ascendancy, but Saudi Arabia deservedly level for you.
They are obviously very evenly poised. I think the fact that Australia's gone ahead on 2 occasions and Saudi Arabia have pulled them back, full credit to Saudi Arabia. We look at a very early substitution here for Australia.
Aziz Behic coming on for Ange Postecoglou. And you imagine it's tactical really, because there have been times where Australia have been cut open on the break.
Well, it has been on that transition from broken play when Australia's generally in possession. They've given the ball away, the ball's been intercepted, it's been a poor touch, and then Saudi Arabia incredibly incisive when bursting forward, and they have had decent joy cutting open that central defensive area of Australia. Al-Jassim and Al-Dosari combining very well on occasion.
Brad Smith, the one to make way. Not sure if he's carrying an injury or not, but he certainly had a battle on his hands in that first half, Brad Smith, up against Mohamed Al-Bouraic, who did fairly well against him.
He did do very well. Brad Smith, obviously, with his pace out on that left-hand side, generally able to get in behind and have decent balls into the box, was really restricted in that first half by Al-Bouraic. So Behic will obviously be coming on, looking for a very different outcome. Plays he's tried in Turkey for Bursaspor.
Juric battling away with Housawi. Big physical presence at the back, Omar Housawi. Aaron Moy. Just had a little tug on Tassir Al-Jassim. Housawi launching it long. Now Aaron Moy again, dispossessed by Al-Dosari. Dejanek. Early touch for Behic. Excellent strength on the ball by Rogic. Fires one.
Rogic, quite rightly, remonstrating with the referee. He's done really well. There's the first foul. There's another foul coming up again. There's the second foul. Just manages to hold on to the ball and pulls the trigger. Decent strike. Good strength, good balance. For Australia to force their way into a winning position in this game. It is players like Rogic that really need to step up and take a stranglehold on that midfield area. It's an absolute battle at the moment. Now Farage and Kybri have been really strong in their defensive duties.
McGowan getting a clip, and Al Dosari protesting his innocence. Aside from nicking the ball out of the back of the net, Matt Ryan hasn't had a great deal to do.
No, Saudi Arabia have been very, very clinical on the counter-attack. They've taken both girls exceptionally well. Again, they're putting Australia under pressure. Australia quite used to teams sitting a little bit deeper, being a bit more conservative in their play when playing against Australia in Australia.
Lecky cutted it back into a dangerous area. Unfortunately for him, Abdul Malik Al Kybri was the only one there. Good feet from Al Dosari. Al Salawi on the other end of a potent challenge from Matt Lecky. Good feet from Al Dosari. Shown wonderful technical ability. Jedinak clipped. Jedinak looking to find Lecky. Here he is now, up against Omar Housawi.
Well, Lecky again put under pressure when he's in that wide area. And in a better position to just try and nod the ball back into a central area with that first touch, trying to get it under control, and it's bobbling away from him.
Jasim. Al-Baraik. Al-Shiri. Dejanek for company.
He does well there. Al-Shiri looks after the ball. Just plays it into Dejanek. Basically just to get that throw in. Postecoglou certainly would have had a few harsh words to say at half-time. They've fallen behind in games on a few occasions during this group stage. To have gone ahead twice and relinquished those leads on 2 occasions absolutely infuriate Postecoglou. It'll be interesting to see how early he does bring the changes. We know there's already been one made, but each coming on for Brad Smith. He's got 2 more to make, and when he makes those changes, he's had good joy from the bench and his early substitutions during this qualifying campaign.
Ryan out wide to Lecky. Aaron Moy now. And Lecky's found a bit of freedom. Housawi's come out to meet him. Still got numbers forward, Australia. Moy does well to keep the ball, and Al-Baraik's the one covering for Saudi.
Well, it's good play and understanding between Moy and Rogic, but Al-Baraik, again, very disciplined with his defensive duties. Just tracks Aaron Moy perfectly, intercepts the pass back into his path. Al-Baraik has been an absolute standout in defence for Saudi Arabia this evening. If you expect in many ways forcing Postecoglou's hand in substituting Smith at half-time.
Right, the pressure from Al Jassim. There is a commitment to win the ball back from Saudi. Behic, a swarm of 3 opposition players around him. McGowan. Sainsbury on the turn to Moy. Rogic couldn't bring it under. Moy's got Lecky on the far side. Jedinek overhitting that one.
Lecky's earlier run, and Moy was just a little bit hesitant to play. Releasing that ball to try and get him behind that Saudi Arabian defence. Full credit to the way that Saudi Arabia have set up this evening defensively.
Lecky in a wonderful position. Behic at the back post. Away by Housawi. Osama Housawi.
Osama Housawi did well and was under pressure. Al Barai getting to that early cross from Lecky first. Behic was just drifting in behind.
Rogic. Aaron Moy. They've stayed forward, the Socceroos. It's a low cross from Moy.
That's the wrong option for Australia from that corner kick. I do appreciate the importance of looking at trying to keep possession, and particularly in that attacking third, but when you're being starved of opportunities, having a corner kick from a set piece with a quality delivery from Aaron Moy, just want to keep it simple.
Aziz Behic. Just double teamed out of the ball. Al Salawi doing his defensive duty. There may have to be a gamble from Postecoglou in the shape of Tim Cahill. That's never much of a gamble with Timmy Cahill, but the result certainly would suit Saudi if they were to come away from Adelaide with a point.
Oh, it certainly would. The pressure is very much more on Australia to search for that elusive winner in this game. It certainly doesn't mean that Saudi Arabia will just sit back and play for a draw. They haven't had that many opportunities. They've been incredibly clinical.
Behic at the byline. This is an Australian side that drew with Saudi Arabia away already. They drew with Thailand away from home as well. They drew with Iraq away from home. And in many respects, they've been made to pay for those draws. Yes, they haven't lost, but it could be something that haunts them. Can they capitalise here with Moy? Al Musailam, parries clear. Here's Rogic. Moy once more, twisting and turning his way. Nothing comes of the situation in the end. Irvine.
Australia's had joy from corner kicks in these last couple of games. Aaron Moy, with the quality of his delivery, was well defended. Good goalkeeping by Al Musailam. He's had a tough game so far.
Yeah, Al-Shiri Raik ahead of him. Osama Hafsawi back to Al Musailim. Careless in possession from Australia. Al Salawi gets a nick from Jedinak. Looking for Al Sheri, read by Dejanek. Now Irvine, it's a lovely first touch. Al-Khaibri concedes possession. Aaron Moy to Behic. Rogic. Irvine lets it get away from him. Well, Hafsawi clears the danger.
Well, Irvine's certainly toiling away, seeing more ball in this first half. He's just finding it difficult to get the ball on the ground, to get any decent link-up play. Juric or Leckie or Rogic. Again, there's that frustrating defence for Saudi Arabia, doing so well just to pounce on.
Leckie surrounded by Saudi defenders, but he had the ball in the penalty box. Ange Postecoglou is seemingly forced into a change. Robbie Cruz to come on, and it might be Matt Leckie to make way. Pressure mounting for Australia. Plenty of their big guns forward to this. The cross from Moy. Header away from Al Salawi. Hafsawi sliding into clear. Behic. Sainsbury. Juric is waiting on the penalty spot. Keeping their shape well, Saudi Arabia. Leckie driving forward. And it falls to Rogic. Great chance.
Well, Leckie with that earlier cross just hits it in, slightly unexpected. Rogic with a penetrating near-post run. Given the time and space, you can see there's a deflection going out for a corner.
Moy with the delivery once more into a dangerous area. And still Irvine out to a great position now. Rogic is losing his footing. Irvine to Moy. Good spell for Australia here. Aziz Beige. Jedinak. Tommy Rogic. It's a committed challenge from Al-Khaibri. Got to be careful here, Australia.
Good passage of play for Australia, plenty of possession, starting to get a little bit of rhythm to their attacking play. Again, excellently defended. How Khyber it was with that block shot.
Jackson Irvine making way for Robbie Cruz. There's another option in the wide areas.
Well, again, it's obviously a very clear indication for Postecoglou and Australia that for them to be able to break down this very stubborn Saudi Arabian defence, they need to stretch them, use the full width of that field when breaking forward. Cruz is another option that can really exploit with his pace and his penetration in those wide areas.
Al-Salawi. Al-Dosari, he's certainly been quieter this second half. Al-Khaibri. He's full of confidence, Al-Barayak, but maybe to his detriment there. Juric. Aaron Moy disguising the pass. Tommy Rogic with the strike. What a hit! What a goal from Tommy Rogic! That is superb! Unbelievable scenes here in Adelaide. Australia regain the lead and they reignite their dreams of going to Russia 2018.
Well done to Bahij. Picks up that ball in broken play. Juric gives it away here. Moy into Rogic. He just shifts it onto his left foot and absolutely punishes that home. A tremendous strike. Al Salim in the back of the net. No celebration, no real emotion for Rogic there.
Well, this has been hallmarked as a massive game in the history of the Socceroos. They hold out. How big could that goal be? May well look back on that goal as a turning point in this qualification campaign. Still a long way to go.
Well, there certainly is a long way to go. We know that Australia have already gone ahead in this game on 2 occasions. Saudi Arabia.
Moy from distance.
And they've been on the back foot. They've been absolutely ruthless on the counter-attack, and we'll expect very much the same as we enter the final 25 minutes of this game. The man of the moment, Tommy Rogic, as you can see, just picks up the ball and he shifts it to his favoured left foot. Absolute rocket into the back of the net. Occasions right now.
Al-Salawi looking to make a nuisance of himself though. Didn't get hold of the strike.
Lots of occasions right now where Saudi Arabia have been at their utmost dangerous. Al-Salawi always probing with his movement and his intelligence with his runs. Australia obviously needing to maintain this same intensity, looking to play the game in Saudi Arabia's half, but needing to be very aware their positioning on that transition into defence, because Saudi Arabia have already hurt them on 2 occasions this evening.
Tommy Rogic from his 6th goal for his country, his 24th appearance. There was some talk from some fans about wanting to see him play further up the pitch. He's certainly shown his eye for goal there. Saudis are going to make a change, perhaps in response to going down. Looks like Abdullah Al-Taif. back to Matty Ryan. Gowan. Jedinak. Almost found its way through to Robbie Cruz. Asylum. To Bates. Lovely turn from Al Faraj, but gives it away.
Different formation for Australia now with Juric leading the line. Bahich out on that left, Rogic behind Juric in the middle.
Abdul Malik Al-Khaibri to make way for Abdullah Otaev. He's put a shift in Al-Khaibri.
He has worked very, very hard in that midfield area. Sitting in front of the back four with Al Faraj. We haven't been able to contribute as much in attack as they would have liked.
Lecky finds Cruz. Cruz with the back heel, back to Lecky. Lecky goes to ground. Referee says no.
Certainly interesting to have another look at that, as though Lecky was through. It was a good link-up play between Cruz and Lecky. Lecky with the ball surging on in front of him. Certainly serious contact made. Massive shoulder to shoulder. We'll have a good look at it here. It's shoulder to shoulder, but yeah, wow. I mean, it's a tough one. That is a tough one. It is shoulder to shoulder. It was fairly solid in that regard. I guess if we're erring on the side of being slightly more conservative, referee waving play on.
Certainly took a risk.
He took a massive risk. I mean, you look at defensively, you've really got no choice in there. You either pull off and don't make contact and Lecky's through on goal, or you back yourself for that shoulder-to-shoulder challenge, which is an art and a technique in the game of football. Again, you're looking at that type of contact and you're thinking 9 times out of the 10 the referee is awarding a penalty.
It's an interesting one, isn't it? When it is shoulder to shoulder, you almost get leeway as a defender.
You do, and I can see why the referee has seen it like that.
Al-Shehri has been a little bit quieter this second half. He can be such a danger man for Saudi when he's in sizzling form, and he has been at times in the campaign. Certainly a goal threat from out wide. Al-Dosari.
Interesting to see what Saudi Arabia are able to create when they are in this situation. The chances that they have been on the counter-attack, on that transition. A little bit of possession in Australia's half.
It's a neatly threaded pass from Al-Shehri. Strike not troubling Matt Ryan from Al-Dosari. At the moment, just over 55% possession for Australia in the match. Certainly would have thought Saudi will enjoy much more of the ball now. Buraik asking for the ball on this near side and receives it. Good turn from Al Jassim. Al Faraj. So fascinating, this group. Australia get this victory. Group leaders Japan have to go away to Iraq on the 13th.
Possession play here for Saudi Arabia. It's all in front of Australia at the moment, which is relatively more straightforward for them to defend. A different approach defensively for Australia, where they have been pressing. They had been trying to do that. But Saudi Arabia, with their proficiency when in possession, continued to look after the ball, and Australia just dropped back. Almost forcing Saudi Arabia and trying to come up with something inventive to break them down.
Taif, the substitute, to El-Sherry. El-Sherry is inventive with that left foot.
One of the benefits of having Sainsbury back in the lineup, central defence. Very comfortable on the ball.
Lecky weaving his way towards the penalty box. He goes himself. And it's comfortable for Yasser Al-Musailim.
Well, it certainly is one of Matthew Lecky's strengths, his pace, his ability to get past players. It's generally his final ball that can let him down on occasions, as we've witnessed with his performance this season for Ingolstadt in the Bundesliga. Creates so many opportunities and chances, just a real lack of a clinical edge to his play. One of the key reasons Hertha Berlin have acquired his services, they're looking at playing him a little bit deeper, so still to be able to utilise his athleticism and his strengths in that regard. Not necessarily the type of play you want on that final ball in the attacking third. A critically important player for Australia in that area, though, in saying that.
Right. Salman Hossawi. Spent some time at Anderlecht, the Belgian league. Tommy Juric now. He's on a hat-trick, remember.
Good play from Australia, just forcing a bit of a careless error from Saudi Arabia. Juric just a bit cumbersome on the ball on that occasion.
Mawick set for another change. Time running out for the Saudis. Robbie Cruz just applying the pressure on Omar Hossawi.
It's a good time for Omar to bring those substitutions. Australia just getting a real dominant position in this game. They're seeing plenty of the ball. Recycling the ball in Saudi Arabia's half.
Lecky again looks to ghost past Salem Al-Dosari. Perhaps that's in the thinking. It's going to be a double change from and Marwick. Lecky with space again. Cruz now. Juric is waiting. Al-Jazari deals with it. Moy produced now. It's away by Mohamed Al-Salawi. Robbie Cruz into the corner. Being double teamed. Al-Burayak is right in there.
The ball's gone out. Linesman obviously on the other side of the pitch. Hasn't been able to see that.
Sainsbury. Now Matt Ryan. Solid header from Al-Burayak. Tireless in that full-back position.
Had an excellent game, really has. Kept Smith very quiet in that first half, but Heach also relatively quiet since he has come on, which really does demonstrate where Australia has had our joy on the other side of the field, that right-hand side where Lecky and Cruz are now combining relatively well. You can even see with Tommy Juric as that key central striker, more adept to shifting away on that right-hand side. Very good defending from Saudi Arabia. We know that with Matt Ryan, Sainsbury, McGowan and Dejanek in defence for Australia, they want to play the ball out of the back. The ball is played into Matt Ryan. He's got no options.
Aaron Moy threading one through to Robbie Cruz. Cruz giving the ball away. Saudi content to play the ball out from the back. Al-Shehri, great skills from the wide man. Dejanek with the up and under. Shedinak heads. Yeah, Al-Shehri again. Al-Dasari. Neat football from Saudi. Al-Dasari switching play. Al-Burayak. Only one to aim for in the middle. A little bit ambitious from the fullback. Lecky careless with the clearance.
Does well there, Juric just holds off Sama Al-Sawi.
Double change as anticipated. Yahya Al-Shehri to make way. And they're going to have to take this risk now. Abdul Fattah Tawfiq Asiri coming on. Salam Al-Dasari. Salman Muasha.
Well, an important time to make those changes as we enter the final 10 or so minutes of this game. Saudi Arabia aiming to try and force their way back, at least on Egwell peaking. They need to try and put Australia under more pressure in this area of the park. Look to win the ball back earlier.
Oh, just about got away with that, McGowan. Al-Salawi was making tracks on him.
It was a dreadful back pass. Sainsbury almost caught out for pace.
This is promising though for the Socceroos. Could have been a hat-trick. Big moment in the contest. Tommy Juric.
Well, Bahich does really well here, just cuts it back quickly. Juric does well just to hold off Al Sawari, but leaning back, trying to hit the roof of the net.
Well, he certainly was under a lot of pressure. Tommy Juric. Al-Tassari tight to him. Could he be made to pay for that one, though? Saudi Arabia with 6 minutes of normal time to claw their way back. They have done it on 2 occasions already. Al-Faraj. Green and gold banks behind the ball.
Again, a slightly different approach defensively. Australia looking to put them under pressure and then sitting deep and just absorbing that pressure.
Massimo Luongo, the QPR man. Looks set to slot into midfield and add an extra body in there in place of Tommy Juric. And it's a warm reception, as you'd expect, for the centre forward. Certainly put a shift in tonight.
He's had a very good game, took that early chance. A really good finish, had a very good end to the season with his club, FC Luzern in Switzerland. He's topped that off with a really good performance this evening. Massimo Luongo come into a midfield area. Excellent work rate, very comfortable on the ball, real box-to-box midfielder, just to provide a little bit more defensive stability.
Robbie Cruz, furthest man forward for Australia. Just gets clipped. Substitute, Salman Muasha. Boy, Cruz just straying beyond the line. Timmy Cahill looking a nervous man on the bench, sharing the sentiments shared throughout Australia. Taif.
Australia actually finding some joy with that reasonably high press, trying to break Saudi Arabia's play down as they continue to try and play out of the back, and they've done that really well this evening. They've just lacked a little bit of invention when Australia have been forced a little bit deeper because of that possession they've created. The latter stages of this half requires leadership and composure.
Robbie Cruz. Cruz does well, makes space for the cross. Aziz Beich was lurking at the back post.
Well, excellent play from Robbie Cruz. Good turn here. There's nothing on for him. Lovely little turn and plays a delightful ball in for Bahich.
Doesn't quite gamble, the substitute. Not sure if he's expecting the quality from Cruz from that position. But this is promising for Saudi Arabia. Did that hit a hand? Heart and mouth moment for some of the home fans here.
Well, plenty of arms went up for Saudi Arabia, gesticulating with the referee. So you see the strike here. Gowan, it looks as though it was. It's a corner. It's a wrong call from the linesman. You can see why Robbie Cruz is slightly frustrated by that. He's got that completely wrong. See here as it goes, there's that touch. It's definitely gone off the foot of Omar Hawasari. And how the linesman can get that wrong when he's 3 yards away from it, I've got absolutely no idea.
Massimo Luongo now looking to make an impression. Robbie Cruz. It's got to that stage perhaps where Australia content to run down the clock.
Well, they're continuing to look after possession. They're breaking play down. They're keeping possession in Saudi Arabia's half. Their game management since they've gone that goal up has been very, very good. They haven't been flustered. There's been no anxiety on the ball. They're just continuing to recycle, retain the ball and play the game in Saudi Arabia's half.
Moyes found Robbie Cruz. Cruz flicks it back into the danger area, but there was Osama Hawsawi. Luongo might have got clipped there, but stayed on his feet. Skipper Osama Hawsawi just suffering a bit. And bear in mind, we mentioned previously that the Saudi Pro League finished early May, so some of these players perhaps a little bit shy full match fitness. What's the verdict? 3 minutes. 3 minutes of stoppage time here.
Well, Saudi Arabia need to increase the tempo, the intensity to their game. They've had those substitutions. They haven't had the impact that they would have liked. Bert van Mooy just urging his players forward, needing to play in, obviously, Australia's half, looking at trying to get the ball into Australia's box. They've really been starved of opportunities since Australia's gone that goal ahead. Al-Sawari, the real danger man up top with his pace, has struggled to find any decent supply, any decent space in which to exploit Australia's defence.
Cruz, important header. He's made an impact since he's come on. Robbie Cruz, Luongo getting his pass wrong. Alborayek. It's a shove in the back. Taufik Asiri, number 9, heading towards the penalty box. Needs quality from Mohamed Alborayek. 9 players forward for Saudi. It's a deep one into the hands of Matt Ryan. Robbie Cruz.
That's excellent distribution from Ryan. Really key attributes to his play. Linked to a number of clubs at the moment. Brighton in particular, have just been promoted to the Premier League, but his ability to find Robbie Cruz in space down the channel in Saudi Arabia's half at this point in time of the game is absolutely clinical. Cruz is then able to keep possession, draws the foul, kills the clock a little bit,
Moy and Cruz linking up, and this is exactly where Australia want to be at this stage. Cruz. And there you have it. Massive result for Australia in the context of qualification for Russia 2018, PJ.
It certainly is. I think you can see from Australia's reaction, it's just job done. Massive, massive result in the whole situation, and what an exciting time they've got. They've got a game against Brazil coming up as well.
Huge, and what could be an historic 3-2 victory for Australia. Russia 2018 beckons for the green and gold.
Journey on the road to Russia with Asia's football elite, where 12 nations chase one dream. Follow their footsteps to reach the ultimate goal.
Steps up to give his country the lead, and a chance, the equaliser. There's the winner.
The race continues. The Asian Qualifiers, Road to Russia. Tuesday, live on the